voice of Arewa, the podcast that brings you the latest news, entertainment, and culture from the northern region of Nigeria. I'm your host for today's show, Thomas Peace Adagazu, and I'm delighted to have you tuning in with us. Our mission here at the Voice of Arewa is to provide a platform for the stories and voices of our people to be heard. As we all know, the northern region is diverse in its culture, tradition, food, languages, and music. Our show seeks to showcase all of this through interviews, discussions, and features that highlight the best of northern Nigeria. For those of you who are tuning into our show, we cover a wide variety of topics ranging from politics, religion, education, and health to sport, travel, and lifestyles. Our listeners always come more informed, engaged, and connected to our vibrant and dynamic region. The voice of Arewa is proud to be your voice, and we can't wait to have you join us on this journey. In today's episode, we have a resource person who will be joining us today to talk about the upcoming protests in our country, Nigeria. And with me in the studio is
Ibrahim Abdullah.
Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim, for joining us today. So, to start off, Mr. Ibrahim, there are serious preparations in the country right now among certain individuals of the country as to regards a protest. Please, Mr. Ibrahim, who are the organizers of this protest?
Well, thank you for this question. As from the information that is reaching us, actually the organizers of this protest, they are the people from South, the people of Southeast, and some people of the southwestern part of the country. Actually, they are the one who initiated this protest.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim. When and where is the peaceful protest set to take place? And how long is it expected to last?
Yes, based on the manifestations, or I can say the flyers we can see in social media platforms,
Yes,
they say that it will happen from the 1st August to 10th of August. That is straight 10 days.
Straight 10 days.
Straight 10 days. Yes, that's the proper time they provide for the entire protest, as they call it, nationwide protest.
Okay. Thank you, sir. What are the demands or messages of the upcoming protest?
Yes, now the demands, they actually present the demands in the manifestations, but when we look out, when I have saw the demands, actually there are some certain parameters that have started initiating from the starting of this government. That is from the reign of current president of the Nigeria.
Okay.
That
Mr.
is like
Tinubu?
Mr. Tinubu, that like the subsidy, EFCC reforms, INEC, and some certain of these kind of things. They want to be reformed and they want to be restored, as they are saying.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Do you think this upcoming protest could devolve into chaos and violence? And then how can the outcome of this protest be measured?
Yes, actually, we can say, I can say in Nigerian base, or because now we are talking on Nigeria, and I think it never happened before, such kind of protest nationwide, and the country will be shut down for straight 10 days.
Yes.
I think we didn't have this thing haven't happened before, but now I cannot say it might have a peaceful end or it might not, but we hope to have a peaceful end. And then when you look out these protests, it seems like the southern people, they come up with it, they have their manifestation, they have everything. So they think this will be a right way that they can talk to the government, or they can present their mandates, or they can say their minds to the government. But there are many ways that they can follow if like care have to be taken, because the situation, we don't need to go far, to go into invulnerabilities and some certain situations that are not favorable to the citizens actually.
Okay. Why is there a public misconception that the northern region is unprepared to join the protest?
Yes, actually, I cannot say it's misconception because it's a direct statement, or it is direct, that happened. When you look like I said earlier,
Yes, sir.
the southern people, like that is these people of south, southwest, and southeast,
Yes, sir.
they spend about like 3 months having meetings, preparing, gathering, collaborating, cooperating to see how they will come up with this protest. So when you say you want to someone to collaborate or you want to do something with someone that is not in your own territory, so you have to invite that person since from the beginning of the preparations, so that you will write the manifestations together, you will do everything together, and you will set the date together. But didn't happen.
Okay.
Unless
Okay, what you're trying to say now, Mr. Ibrahim, if I get you correctly, you're trying to say that the South already made their own preparation
now,
before sending their
before
invite.
sending the invite to the
Oh.
northern people.
Okay.
So that's why we are saying there is that what do you say misconcept. So I say in me direct, it is not misconcept, it's direct statement. It happened. This is what happened. They were already been prepared and they already gather all the possible resources and everything. Then they send the invitation.
Okay, Mr. Ibrahim, I get it now. Okay, to move forward, what have the southern region or counterpart done to prepare for this protest?
Like I told you earlier, they prepare almost for the long time of 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
So including their all the necessary activities they have provided, since from the foods, since from the drinks, minerals, and some certain accommodation facilities that they will use for that 10 days, because the country will be shut down, as what they are saying.
Completely for 10
so
days.
they prepare, they give awareness for their people. They already know everything has been ready. But in another region, there is nothing like, even the leaders that will lead the protest,
there's no
since
like
from
that.
what level, local government level, and up to the state level.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying I don't see this kind of things before. Actually, it is now that I used to see this kind of actually this thing.
Okay, Mr. Ibrahim, what is the context of the protest in the southern region of the country?
The contests are many. Like I told you earlier, the contests are many. But say we in Voice of Arewa, we have different boards. We have even board of research and analysis. So we have an information that is flowing, that come to us. So they have many mandates, but actually there are some certain bad individuals that they want to use this opportunity to bring something that is there, that had happened since I think around 1960 something. Say there is a civil war that happened in Nigeria in 1964 to 1970. That is like a time of 3 years. So still there are those people that exist and they have that mission. So regard of the information that we are having, still those people, they want to have an opportunity, a kind of opportunities, so that they will bring that kind of ideas they have and turn the country to have to live in chaos and this. So that's why we are saying protest is not the only way. There are many ways that you can send your message to government, and government will hear you and they will rectify your problem and they will give you a proper solution.
If I heard your last statement correctly, you said protest is not the only way.
Yes.
To send your message to the government.
It's not the only way. There are many ways.
So indirectly, you are against the protests.
Yes, I can say it. I can say it frankly. Yes, I'm against this protest, and I have my reasons for against this protest.
Can you state few of the reasons why you are against, sir?
Yes, now say we were after the peace and harmony of the Nigeria. We are like now. When I have made a research and see many protests that had happened, like I told you earlier, they don't used to have a peaceful ending.
Yes.
Most of the protests that I have searched, the protest participants used to turn into rebels, so that they will be against government by any means, so that they want to overthrow the government. Because at that time when they are protesting, they used to feel a kind of something that now they are in level of power with everyone, so they can do whatever they want at that time. So that is what used to make people, such a kind of people, to have such a kind of ideology, and it happens. We saw many countries that are now, they are crippled, and they are even didn't know what will happen. They are in a state of.
Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim. Let's move forward. Let's move forward to the next question, Mr. Ibrahim.
Okay.
What are the potential consequences of the public joining this protest?
Yes, there are many consequences, and when you see a country, most of the countries you see, like we have to take Africa and take Nigeria at large. When you see Nigeria, when you take it, when you divide the country into a ratio of 100%, you can say like 80% of the Nigerians, they are below poverty line. That means most majority of the citizens in Nigeria, they are living below poverty line, and they are saying they will shut down the country into 10 days. There we have, especially here in, it is not only in North, even in the South, we have the people that they won't get their food unless when they go out and do some certain works, so that they will get what they eat. But they will shut down the entire nation in 10 days. How can such a kind of individuals can be fight for them to have to earn their living or to have something to eat? And there are many parameters, like now a hospital. How can they take care?
If I understand what you are saying clearly, Mr. Ibrahim, on behalf of the masses who barely feed on a daily basis, and then your major concern now is this protest is going to make them to shut down Nigeria, every part of Nigeria, for 10 days, right? So you're thinking of how these masses that cannot provide food for their family on a daily basis, you're thinking how they're going to survive.
That is exactly what I mean. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. What are the plans or steps the masses or protesters tends to take after this protest?
Yes, what they are saying is that the government must head them, and the government must make sure that their mandate has been satisfied. So, and when I look at their manifestations, I don't think, because they mention subsidy, whatever, and what makes the government to input the subsidy is not something that can be rebut or reformed or restored in a very few time. And they are even saying that if someone among the protesters have paint or have a chaos with security personnel, so they will not go back until the current president has resigned. So this kind of words, this kind of actions, this kind of potential bad things that we think might happen are what cause our attention, and calling people to order that protest is not the only way. We have a variety of ways that we can deliver or we can send our message to the government.
Mr. Ibrahim, how are the citizens of the country going to be affected by this protest?
Yes, now, like I told you earlier,
yes, sir,
when you put the Nigerian citizens in the rate of 100%,
yes, sir,
80% they are below poverty line. That means the people, majority of the people, they don't have a certain day-to-day, daily basis needs. Most of them, they must come out, fight or work for something to eat or something to feed their families. So as they say that they will shut down this nation, they will shut down the entire country, straight 10 days, count this, repeat it in your mind, straight 10 days. How can this certain individual have a chance to get their day-to-day daily needs, especially food they will eat, when it comes to health facilities, when someone is injured or is in health danger? Wow. Of course, the hospital cannot be shut down. I know that one. But there are some certain serious cases that might rise during this time. So people will fall into vulnerable of not having essential needs for their lives. and this will turn the people's lives to turn into danger.
Okay, Mr. Ibrahim. How can the masses or public work together towards sustainable solutions for the country issues?
Yes, there are many ways. Like I told earlier, there are many ways that masses can come together to have a solution or to come up with something that will eradicate their problem or failures or something that is arising their peace of mind. Like now, there is saying by Abraham Lincoln. He said that a ballot is stronger than a bullet. So I think an election time is the right moment or a right time for people. Like in Nigeria, we are governing, or the country is going into the system of democracy. That is means in each and every 4 years, you have a chance to change the government. You have a chance to overthrow the government if it is not doing something that you like. So I think that voting time will be the main time for the country to come, all of them, to choose a leader who they think he can deliver their mandate.
Okay. Mr. Ibrahim, what can the government do to address the concern raised by the masses in order to prevent the protesters from protesting?
Yes, now, and this such a kind of questions, in this such a kind of situation, the government should implement many things. Like now, the reason why those people have raised up and start against the government are many, because they don't know what is happening in the country. They don't know what is happening with their resources, with their money, with their everything. So the government is supposed to find or provide or establish a system that will be a transparent system that will be showing the public this is what is actually happening. Like now, me in particular, I know the reason why why the subsidy was being removed, and because if the subsidy didn't be removed earlier, so the government cannot be afford to pay even the workers, the government workers in federal government, and there are many debts that we are owing Europeans. So the government must clear such a kind of debt. But most of the students, they didn't know this. They just think that the government just remove subsidy because they want to have the money, or they want to earn something, or they want to put their life into stress.
Okay, Mr. Ibrahim,
thank you. Supposed to
Mr. Ibrahim, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Ibrahim. Mr. Ibrahim, we have come to the end of this program, but before you go, what is your advice to the public and the government as to regards this protest set to take place on the 1st of August?
Okay, when we take a public part, my advice to them is not much more than that. The people who are intend to do this protest, if they can handle us, they have to take mind. They have to have a peace of mind and know that protest is not the only way.
Yes,
we have many ways that we can send our problems to the government. We have many ways that we can say that the government should do this. We don't want this. The government should do this for us. But if they think protest is the only way, so I'm calling their attention that they should abide by every rules and regulation that govern the democratic system of Nigeria, and that a system that will continue making that we have a proper peace in the country. We don't want a situation whereby the country will be in danger or will be unfit for us to live, or we will fall into vulnerability or something like the other countries I have mentioned earlier. And for the government part, I want to call the attention of the government, like I have said it earlier. Yes. The government should provide a system, should establish, even if there is not a system, that will be a transparent between the people and the government, so that the citizens will know where their money is going, what they are doing with it, what is happening with all this. If to say that a government has such a kind of economic transparency, so I don't think now the country will move into this current situation we are, because most of the people that are literate, they will have a knowledge that this is so that is happening in the government. So there is I think there is what we call there is what we call, I think, I forgot. But in this regard, I urge government to
Yes,
provide
sir.
a system
Yes,
that
sir.
will be a transparent between
The
the
people.
citizens and the government, so that the people will know where the money is going, where every of their resources and every of their every of their debt or whatever they are going. I think if government can provide this, so we will have a peaceful, we have a peaceful system. We will have a peaceful nation, and we will have a peaceful Nigeria.
Mr. Ibrahim, thank you so much for joining us in today's podcast to share your wonderful insight on the upcoming protest.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate for having me in your seats, and I really appreciate the questions. And I'm looking for that time that we'll meet again. Thank you very much, and wishing Nigeria a successful things and successful government and a successful everything. Long life Nigeria, and long life Africa, and long life Voice of Arewa. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim. Thank you very much. Thank you, our wonderful viewers, for tuning in. We hope this awareness video has shed light on the importance of peaceful protests and the issues that inspire them. Remember that collective action has the powers to ignite real change, but it must be done in a respectful and peaceful manner. Let's continue to have important discussion and work towards a better future for all. I am Thomas Peace Adagazu. See you in our next podcast. Voice of Arewa, the podcast that brings you the latest news, entertainment, and culture from the
There are
northern
plans on
region
ground.
of
The way you guys are
Nigeria.
planning.
Voice of Arewa, together we rise, together we
Nobody
succeed.
makes any payment in NDDC without